Beautiful gods and goddesses from the One, the Most High, droplets of the most precious beingness, true love that you be. I am Elasa Tina Marie, and I'm here today to share with you about the iceberg and the frozen layers in the ether of the Akash, these larger records that may come up when you feel like you expand really big and you come up against something. And literally, sometimes a storm will arrive, sometimes mist or fog will arrive, big layers will literally show themselves to you as you realize that all that around you is you, and you are definitely working with the elementals when you expand beyond the body. Okay, so today I want to go over something I just was sharing with dear friends this rising. And when you are lower in density, let's say you're going through some sort of big identity shift, or you're seeking within, you're seeking answers, and you find yourself, maybe you get a so-called cold, or you feel like dense or dizzy or low energy, or something literally starts to reveal itself and want to be released from the body or let go from the body. It's like it no longer is serving. It's maybe it was holding space, and it all of a sudden wants to melt like an iceberg and leave the body so that the body can start flowing again. So those stagnant areas, as you rise in consciousness, as you rise in frequency, as you rise in question and seeking, as you rise the occasion and your environment, you may think, gosh, we're going to feel so great. I just did a deep cleaning. But then somehow, the old version or the layer out in the ether, out in the field, or within the body, or both, reveals itself. And so you may want to assist it with the release. Some things you can do on like a very practical level would be, apple cider vinegar, teaspoon, and water in the rising. You could do apple cider vinegar with lemon, with the 8 ounce or 8 to 6 ounce glass of water in the rising and the settings, just to help the body process in the digestive system. Because this is where we find a lot of this as we rise in consciousness. If we're eating heavy, or we have overgrowth of, yeast and things like that in the digestive tract, and it's out of balance, it may feel like you take 10 steps forward and then 20 steps back when you go to do these larger shifts and lifts in the field within your body, and then the greater you that you be throughout space and eternity. So those are some practical things you can do. Put some sea salt next to your bath or shower, some Himalayan salt, and you can rub that up your spine, along your energy centers. What else can you do? Grounding is really powerful and important. Okay, so those are some practical things. Now, number 2, when you're seeking and remembering that you are a droplet of God, you're remembering your Most High, you're remembering who you really are, what you really are, and what you're capable of, you may come up to these dense packets of Akash, which means space, it means sky, and it's holding information. And this old information that it's holding wants to be understood. And when you sit in meditation, it sifts like sand through the hourglass, both directions, through the mind's eye, and you will get information coming to you. Some of you will just get the information. Some of you, like myself, sometimes need to probe and ask good questions, yes and no type questions of who, what, when, where, why, to go ahead and help, to find out, like, what is it that I'm feeling? What is this big, if your eyes are open and you literally see fog packets start rushing in. I had that happen the past few days as I got big and did this exercise. I open my eyes and there's huge clouds, rolling in. And Spirit reminds me, there you are, you literally are coming undone. And, that packet of Akash in the space, in the field, is revealing itself to you as a mirror that this great, holographic experience does. It will mirror back what's within is without, so to give you biofeedback and proof. You can also use the Akashic Soul Pro app. You can get a quick reading on, what's connected here. This says guide, coworker, 31 to 40 years old, or it could be days old, weeks old. It could be connected to a belief, you expanding into goddess consciousness, somewhere a tendon, also your bladder meridian, and so on. And it keeps on going, giving you, possibilities all the way down to good cleanses you could do, gallbladder, and then a solution, which is a new path or profession. And I'm not going to go too deep into that app, but I just want to give you that know-how that you could literally tag into some details if you're having difficulty finding out what's connected. And so when you're looking and you're seeking to know thyself and to remember that you are indeed a droplet of God, as God, for God, goddess, source intelligence, you start coming closer and closer back to the galactic center, closer and closer back to the point of singularity, closer and closer back to remembering this is all you, for you, through you. And the information you gather, you can have forgiveness and compassion because you realize you set it up for yourself in the ether, or it was already there, seemingly ahead of you, but like I drew yesterday's video behind you, it's like future is coming from the seemingly behind you to be processed. And then it comes out and you project it and experience it on the hologram in the mirror. And so this drawing right here I have is like, sometimes you're going to have dense layers of Akash individual, like it's just for you. And sometimes it's mass mind. It's for your family, your community. It's going through a cycle of clearing something from a past life where there was large transition or large upgrades. And so these dense packets I drew as like a red energy down low, like it may feel like it's lower in the field or even lower elemental it's playing with. Or it may feel like it's higher in the field. And literally it might feel like, pressure in your head. It's like coming through pineal gland, through the ether, through the field. It's literally wanting to be processed, whether it's inside your body or outside. So it's a great idea to remember your body is a map. Your body is the Ascension School. And so whatever map you want to discuss, follow, research, dive deep into, use that map that you discover to then go get more information, just like the Akashic Soul Pro app. It's got 23 different maps built into there, all the way to astrology, essential oils, emotions. All those maps have meaning. The meaning that source intelligence places on them, you as source memorize them, something you read, memorized into your subconscious, and it's literally creating that in the left brain. It's memorized it as symbols and packets of objective information that you could then project on the green screen in the mirror to remind you and give you biofeedback of, hey, this wants to be processed. This is literally projecting itself right now. So, your waking life is going to show you everything that you need to know on your ascension journey. Your dream time will show you all the symbols and codes that want to be digested, so that you wake up, you digest it, and you remember that you too are the same makeup as goddess consciousness. You are the droplet. You are the God incarnate to experience yourself through this avatar and remember that you're creator, that all the creations are finished, and you're experiencing the directional linearity of feeling like you're creating those things because you're allowing it to come into phase and into focus. You're remembering that as God, Goddess, Source Consciousness, that everything you think is, it's projecting itself, everything you say is. And then most importantly, as you feel and you open up the heart center and you really remember that you are love, and that love then becomes the driving energetic signature of that which you're seeing. So things become more enjoyable, everything works for you. Those denser, lower packets of glacier material or lava or earth or physical body symptoms, things that we would literally label dis-ease, out of ease. Those start to become more easy to digest as you get information of where they're coming from, why they're coming from, what you thought about at 6 years old, what you didn't think about at 12 years old, you resisted and repressed it, what you left on another timeline and just didn't understand what was going on, and you come back around again to literally go back through those cyclic moments to this time remember and be awake to know that all is self and that you came here to digest that, those photonic iced particles, those dense particles, by remembering and uncoiling them, lifting their frequency to literally draw it back through your torus. Because as soon as you understand, as soon as you gather understanding from this plasmoid, this density in the field or in your body, then it rises in frequency. And so let's just say this blue represents it rising in frequency, and that it can come home because you realized. As soon as you realize, those photonic light particles, soul essence, will come home because they no longer need to hold that position anymore. They're done, finished. You woke up, you've awakened, and then you can better use your words, feelings, deeds, etc. to be love, for love, be in service here, have a great time. And so as these density, even density, can feel like higher frequency particles can feel like they're stuck. And that's like the glacier representation up at the head or above, your heart. Those could have huge amounts of information. It doesn't have to be low dense energy. It can be high frequency packets of light that you need to unpack and understand. And once you understand it, again, a large amount of energy is going to come back home to you, to the source intelligence, to the singularity point that you be, to this now presence, which gives you more illumination, and you turn back into a star that you are, and you glow more brightly because you took the time to understand. You sat in meditation for a little bit longer. And then you use your power. You have so much power. You're here in this place station to realize that everything you think is. The biggest power on the planet is your thoughts. So you have to be stealth with your thoughts. When you get your power back at the pineal and at your ability to project instantly, you are either no thought, or you've got something cycling in like everything works out for me, God is love. You're very mindful of what you're thinking. You're very mindful of what you're putting in to the projector to be memorized, movies, etc. And if you're using the world at large and what you see with more, clarity, that, okay, that looks a little inverted still. That looks a little bit twisted. That looks like something I don't want to project anymore. So let me recode it. Let me read it backwards, a word, right? Let me, if I watched that movie and it seemed like it was intense, let me gather the understanding as it's a big record revealing itself to me. And let me see how I created that movie. And let me recode it to, from now on, I've got my energy back. I've got my light back from that. I gained understanding. And now I'm a huge supernova. I'm going to project a new movie where everything works out for everybody. And that this day I'm going to go out and see all these eternal souls just having a wonderful time, remembering that they are God incarnate and they came here to do good deeds, to smile, to give good commands to the experience of everything works out for me. My body knows how to eliminate easily that which doesn't serve and turn it back into pure love. And my body works in perfection. And when it shows me something that's out of alignment, I can say, let's bring you back into alignment. What are you wanting to show me? Okay. We send you so much love, so much grace on this magical day. I know you're going to have a great time. Thank you for rocking it. Please comment, subscribe, all that. Thank you for all your support. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.